5 minutes.
Thanks.
Ooh. I'm too sexy for my phone. Too sexy for my phone.
You're sexy enough for your phone. You're fine.
I'm too sexy for my hat. Too sexy
You're
for
not
my
wearing
hat.
a hat.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
Just sexy enough to keep your shirt on.
I'm too sexy for my coffee. Too sexy for my coffee.
You've had way too much coffee. It's very evident that you're just way too caffeinated to be sexy right now. Or ever.
I'm so sexy.
You know what is sexy? That tie that you're wearing right there. I really like that knot. So
too sexy for my tie. Too sexy for my tie. I don't remember what rhymes with tie.
Goodbye. Because I'm leaving. I'm done.
I like my tie.
People of Earth.
The name's Nukem, Duke Nukem.
This is Happy Tea Cat.
This is Albert Wesker.
I'm Hatchworth from Steam-Powered Giraffe.
You're listening to The Rock Show on VoxV.com.
Listen to Conrad and Lucas.
Take Geek Culture off the shelf and show it to you.
The spine from Steam-Powered Giraffe says so.
Don't change the channel. 'Cause I know where to find it, Bob.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 4, Part 2 of The Rack Show, which hopefully you're watching on our VoxV YouTube channel, as well as VoxV.com. You can follow us on the Instagram and the Twitter, The Rack Show, all one word, and go to our Facebook and like us. I'm Conrad.
I'm Lucas.
We had a heck of a day yesterday here at MidWest Media Expo 2015.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. What'd you do yesterday?
Well, I got some numbers at Nerdy Flirty that Nerd Life Productions put on. I got like 8 numbers.
Those guys are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know who we're talking about,
NerdLifeProductions.com.
Go look at the episode before this episode, Part 1 of Midwest Media Expo. They were on. They talked about what they do. They're a great podcast, but they also put on an event called Nerdy Flirty, which is nerd speed dating.
Yep. So you get 3 minutes to sit down, and you have a code name. Like I was Han Solo yesterday. Who are you?
I was Mario. I was Super Mario.
We have a Mario out in the audience, so
and they do that so you're totally anonymous, so people can't like track you down. And then at the end of the night, you switch. You put your phone number in.
Yeah, I hit it off with Storm of the X-Men and Jubilee, actually, as well as Wonder Woman. So
and Boomer.
God, Boomer was cute.
Boomer was
If you're
cute.
watching this, Boomer,
hey Boomer,
how you doing?
Don't worry about him. It's all right here.
But no, it was a lot of fun. I'm going to see if I can hunt down some of those ladies today and make some new friends. Because you're not only there just for dating. You're there to meet the people at the convention scene. It's actually really cool.
You should tell them, we were talking in the taxi on the way here about what you would want to do. Conrad has the Conrad cam.
I have the Con cam.
He's the only one that has this little pocket cam that we give him because he goes and makes little videos with it. What are you going to do? He had this great idea. So we got a bunch of girls' phone numbers last night from Nerdy Flirty. What are you going to do?
I'm going to find them, hopefully, throughout the convention, and I'm going to basically ask them why they swiped right in real life. Find out. So a nice
because you're addicted to
reference.
you're addicted to
Tinder. Yes, I'm addicted.
Yes, he's a big Tinder fan.
I'm not looking for that right now. Anyway.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. We're going to have even more fun today. Talking about today, we have a very special guest. We met him actually last year at the first Midwest Media Expo. Everybody give a round of applause for Black Nerd Comedy, a.k.a. Andre Meadows.
Woo! That's me! I have some news. I was actually Storm last night. I just wanted to let you know that.
Well, I was trying to keep it anonymous, but since it's out there now, I guess it's okay to admit that, Storm.
Yeah. It was quite a storm, if I should say so myself.
Yeah,
Hello.
it was. And I'll admit, I shot first. Get it? Because Han Solo. That's terrible. That is terrible. But I did use that pickup line throughout all of Nerdy Flirty last night, and only a few women were disgusted by it. There's that.
How many parsecs can you last?
12 parsecs, actually, if we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of it.
I did say last night it was about length.
You did. That's another thing. We did our trivia game last night, and that was actually one of the questions we asked was, did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, the Millennium Falcon did, but that's not a unit of time, it's a measure of what? And Lucas, trying to be funny, was giving out goofy answers, and he said length, which is the right answer. So
Sort
he just
of.
gave everybody the right answer, because distance is a measure of distance. Yeah.
You made a Price is Right blunder.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you really did.
I was tired. I was like, the jokes aren't just coming today.
Now, for the very few people that don't know who you are, because you're kind of a big damn deal, go ahead and tell us more about
I'm a medium
yourself.
deal. I'm like not the Big Mac value meal, like the quarter pounder with cheese. Yeah, like
Okay.
you upgrade a little bit, but you're not
that cheese,
but
though.
you're not the Arch Deluxe or whatever.
Yeah, but like, just to give us a little preface of who you are for the people who don't know.
Sure. So my name is Andre. I have a YouTube channel called Black Nerd Comedy. I make weekly videos about geek and nerdy culture, particularly things I like. You know, I feel like there's a lot of outlets that handle everything that all encompassing. So I keep it to the stuff I'm really into, which is like cartoons, nostalgia, 80s, 90s, reboots. I like to talk a lot about reboots. Well, there happen to be a lot of reboots to talk about.
Bro, yeah, because they're just silly. We're silly with reboots now.
Yeah, so it's like reviews, it's commentary, it's event coverage and interviews, it's occasional sketches and things like that. But it's just kind of what comes out of my brain into to the camera, and people have liked it so far. So it's been good.
And you call yourself a medium deal. You call yourself a quarter pounder of a big deal.
Yeah.
How many YouTube followers do you have right now?
Right now,
Or subscribers, sorry.
subscribers, it's getting close to 400,000.
Yeah, that's just a medium big deal, guys. That's not a big deal at all.
Yeah, no, I mean it's great. I'm not trying to downplay it all, but you know, it's I call myself a YouTube middle class because you'll meet somebody and they're like, oh, you have almost 400,000. That's awesome. I got like 200. That's amazing. And then you'll turn around and you meet somebody like, oh, only 400,000. I have 2.5 million.
martini?
Yes. Oh, oops! I just got your number of subscribers in 5 minutes. There, I'm famous.
You're talking
on
about
the internet.
You're talking about how you meet people that are like that to you. You were like that to us, especially Lucas. Last year, I ran into you first, and I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the very first interaction we had? It was at opening ceremonies. I came and I sat next to you, and I said, "I hope this doesn't sound racist, but are you Black Nerd Comedy?" And he was like, yeah, he was such a nice guy. I was like, Lucas is a massive fan. I have to introduce you to my co-host when I get a chance. And Lucas finally got to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we met over Rock and Rye, I believe.
Rock and Rye.
We were upstairs.
Rock and Rye brings so many people together.
The drink
As
room.
it should.
The drink. We should get that out of the way. Actually,
We
you're
should.
A big
You're right.
Detroit.
Yeah.
When you came here, we have some Detroit iconic.
I didn't know. I was unaware because that was my first time ever in Detroit. You know, no offense. It's just that's my first time ever coming here. I was looking for RoboCop, and I did not realize that Detroit has its own soda or
We have our own
pop,
a lot of things.
its own
yeah.
pop. I learned to say soda pop.
There you
go. Your own potato chips.
Yeah, better made.
Your own ginger ale. And also, I think also your own chocolate. Don't you also have your own like local chocolate?
Yeah, Saunders. You're right.
Yeah.
Amy, thank you. We do have our own chocolate.
Yeah.
Saunders.
So it's
He's
great.
schooling us.
Yeah, but man, better made chips, man. I don't know what it is about them. I don't know if the Detroit love is sprinkled on them.
We have
know that
something
you
for
like better
you.
made chips.
Oh my gosh,
So
you
we
guys are like.
We don't know which one, so we just brought a bunch of them.
Okay.
Okay,
These are Lucas's favorite, the sweet barbecue.
this is you guys are the third people on this weekend to give me.
We decided to go with the tried and true original, and then we went with my favorite, which is Red Hot.
Oh no, Red Hot.
Have you ever tried these?
No.
Are you a spicy kind of guy?
Let's do it right now.
Oh, there we go. Taste test.
Before he opens that, well, Amy, under this table, there's our other thing.
No, I got it.
It's right here.
Ooh, I can smell
Right?
the hot.
It's delicious.
Smell the hot.
Go for one of the most orange ones.
Okay, the most orange one.
Yeah, because they're orange.
Look for the glowing one. That's the
See,
one.
if this was last season, I'd have to describe what these looked like to people, but we're video now.
Enough? Should I
He's
throw
committing
more?
too. Look at how many he's grabbing. Oh my goodness.
Let's do
okay.
this. No, we're gonna go. We're gonna go hard. Get that water ready.
Oh no. Oh, we got you covered as far as drink goes
right.
because we also know that you're a big fan of Rock and Rye.
So we got you the
Gotta
special
have Rock
kind.
and Rye in the glass.
We got you a 6-pack of Rock and
There you
Rye.
go.
Oh my gosh! All right, and I don't eat spicy food, so this is gonna be very interesting.
Oh goodness. Have fun
Well,
with
wait. Can I open this? Is it possible? Is it like twist open?
that. Yeah, it is.
Wow.
There you go. It might be a smidge warm.
Whoa.
It's okay.
It's
all gravy.
steaming.
It's steaming. It's fine.
Breakfast of champions, right here, guys.
That's my
All right.
breakfast.
Red hot, better made chips. Here we go.
I like the sound effect.
Oh, man.
Right? Well, of course it's not bad.
But it's one of those things like, all right, hold on.
It's a delayed effect. Hold out. Hold out. Hold out. Hold out. Hold out.
Did he do it? Give
Right
him a
there,
hand,
you go.
guys.
I have almost 400,000 subscribers.
Full circle.
So
I think that's hotter than the chips.
We may or may not have refrigerated it. It was in the media room. It was in the media room.
us a refrigerator.
Yeah, there you go. We'll put this down here and we'll put that in the fridge for you.
That's some good.
So
hot chips.
when you go, you're out of LA.
Yes, I live in LA.
So when you go back to LA, you're gonna have all these bags of chips.
I got like 6 bags.
How's that gonna
I'm
happen?
Not even kidding. Like everyone is giving me, and they're not even like regular. Like they're all giant bags of chips. Like
Well,
this.
when we were talking to you last night, you were sitting with a couple of your fans, and they had given you, I think, regular chips and I think
Regular
sour
chips.
cream or something like that.
sour cream and onion. I got a couple sweet barbecues. I got regular barbecue and sweet barbecue.
But you didn't get Red Hot.
But no, Red Hot's new.
Original, this guy.
Okay,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Because Lucas and I were like, if he doesn't like one, we'll take it back. Because we gave you his favorite, we gave you my favorite. I won't be offended if you're like regifting this back to
I'm
me.
definitely not a
I
Red
don't
Hot
know.
fan.
I feel like we should share this around. Who wants
Okay.
some Red
Who
Hot?
wants-
Anybody
who
want
wants some Red Hot chips?
Don't
Anyone?
be shy.
Nobody
Don't
wants
be
Red
shy.
Hot
Jomar,
chips.
come pass around these Red Hot
Pass
chips
around the Red
to people.
Hots. Pass around.
Everybody give it up for Jomar.
It's like it's like a chip offering. Like pass around the Red Hots.
There's water at the
Come
back
on,
of the
Red
room, I
Hots.
believe.
Yeah, there's
Eat
water if you
your
guys
Red
need it,
Hots.
too.
Better made Red Hots. Do better made Red Hots.
You
I don't want to
should
interrupt you.
definitely
Keep going.
You should definitely do the commercial for that.
And then
We're gonna send this clip to Better Made. I know
There
some
you go.
people over
They'll
there.
love
I'm just
it.
saying, I
Love
think you guys
everything
need
about
to
it.
export these chips. That is how we save Detroit.
I actually studied abroad in Australia, and one of the things that I missed when I was in college was Better Made chips. My mom had gone to a vendor and was like, how much would an entire box cost? And she shipped it to me in Australia, and I got an entire continent addicted to these chips. I swear to God, they all loved them.
There's only
Nice.
36 people on that continent.
Only 36
because there's only
people.
36
Because word of mouth.
36 bags of chips.
Hey, you're the one who says you started IT Crowd in the United States by yourself. If you
did.
started IT
I
Crowd
did.
in the United States by
Wow.
yourself, I can start Better Made
did.
hot chips by myself.
Have you seen IT Crowd?
No.
It's
Okay.
amazing. You should.
You would like
it's great.
it.
I think
It's awesome.
I feel like I would.
It's a British show.
Tell us more about what you're doing currently. Like, what are you working on as far as your projects go? Now that we've given you chips and we've given you and rock and rye.
Continuing the YouTube channel. I mean, the thing about making videos on YouTube is that you cannot stop. You just have to
Yes.
keep going. I've been trapped. I went to a convention last weekend and this weekend, so I'm already like feeling that itch of like I need to go home and make videos. But just continuing that and just trying to continuing with like some of the more current stuff that I like to talk about, like the news that comes out, but also kind of going back and one of my, I guess, personal goals this year is to bring more of the celebration back to the things we love. I think it's very fun. Like particularly in nostalgia culture, I think a lot of times we can kind of go back and look at it with kind of a sarcastic view of it, or cynical view, and that's fine because a lot of it's worth it. I mean, I love some of my cartoons from back in the day, but you watch some of those things today, it's like woo.
I agree.
But I think sometimes there's a reason why some of these things hit when they did, and I think that might be fun to explore that a little bit more. So I want to do more of that. Bring that sort of fun. And that's always what I try to do with the channel. It's like it's about having fun and stuff on it. I mean, I may yell sometimes. I may have the occasional rant or angry moment, but it's all in jest because I think that we all should embrace and enjoy this. I mean, this is a time period where all of this is just so out there and so available.
It's also
and so
accessible
and it's funny to hear people be so angry when it's like you've got like the ultimate or way of getting almost anything that you're into available at your hand. So we should, enjoy that.
I
agree.
concur. I absolutely agree with that.
Have you ever went back and looked at Reboot? Remember the first?
Oh my God, Reboot.
It was so good. It was like,
Remember
this is
when Reboot
cutting
was gonna
edge.
Get a reboot? For the 20th anniversary, Reboot was going to get rebooted.
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
And
but it would have been great.
They've talked about it a couple
I'd like to see
times.
Bob
Have
and
you seen
Glitch and
animation
Enzo.
of
It'd be
that?
amazing.
Yeah.
They did talk about it again.
It
I would
always
love to
comes
see a
up every
reboot
once
of
in a while.
Reboot.
Like we're gonna reboot.
Remember how amazing it looks though back in the day? You turn on, you're like, oh my god, this is phenomenal.
I'm in the future.
Look at this. This is amazing. Is this what happens when I play video games on my PC? Do I delete sections of an imaginary city?
And then we look back at it now, it's just like,
It's garbage.
I could have
Oh my
made this
God.
on my cell
This
phone.
is terrible.
Cell phone, what was that back in the
Look
day?
at Enzo's teeth. They look so weird.
Yeah. Well, I just even remember when I used to watch He-Man, and I used to, and when I was young, I was like, oh man, He-Man's like running around and fighting and going crazy. He's so action packed. And you watch now, and it's just like, I am He-Man. Let me fight you. Same animation from every episode.
Or like the Speed Racer where they don't even move.
Yeah.
Oh, we must really insist that the production value can be super low. No one knows that they're super. Oh. And then a monkey gets into a trunk for some reason. Every episode. But it's great. So you're right. Yeah, this new celebration of old stuff is great. It's awesome.
It's fun. So I think it's fun to just sort of embrace that sort of thing. Because I mean, these are the things that memory that used to get me, you got made fun of or people didn't understand growing up. And now it's funny. Like I always joke with somebody that speaking of like the nerdy flirty stuff, someone tried to hook me up with a girl once to do like a blind date thing, and so they sent her a photo. High five. High five for singleness.
High five. I was saying for blind dating.
Yeah, for blind dating. Yes, yeah. So he was like, give me your most recent picture. One of the most recent pictures I had was me at a convention. So I'm like behind a step and repeat of whatever con it was. And I had a Ninja Turtle shirt on. And that was the response that the girl he sent the picture to came back and was like, he's wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt? Really? And that was...
She doesn't like a Ninja Turtle shirt. She's not pop culture enough for you, bro.
Exactly. Whereas now, today, people would be like, oh, he's wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt. Hey. So
I totally agree.
Difference a few years make,
Wonder if he's a bebop or a rock steady.
That's right.
That can be interpreted any way you want.
She goes, he was a splinter.
That's it. I'm like Crane. Get me a body.
That was awesome.
I had a question. I completely lost it.
Yeah, it's just gone now.
You always lose questions after sexual Crane.
Sexual Crane.
Sexual. Hello, baby.
Okay, if that's not a thing, someone make that a hashtag sexual Crane, please.
Sexual Crane.
Jomar, I'm looking at you.
Tweet it to us at therekshow.com.
Now, on top of the nostalgia stuff, you work on new things as well.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us some more about, because I know, I just saw you in a music video recently.
Really?
You were a police officer in it.
Yes, I was with Brittany Louise Taylor.
Yeah, it was a great music video. It was awesome.
Yeah. She's another wonderful YouTube person. Huge. Like she's been doing it for a while. She has over 1 million subscribers. But I did a video with her a while back, and she's been like super cool. Everything. I've always respected her because she was even like, even when I first met her like years ago, and comparison, like she was just huge, and she was like super nice. She was like, oh, I think you're funny. I'm going to keep, collabing with you whenever it works out or whatever else. And it just like, that just was really cool to me. Cause sometimes anyone can like kind of get up there and then start to get like a little ego and stuff. And so it was nice that she's really cool. But yeah, I love doing stuff with her. And I do a lot of new stuff. I talk about current movies. I do current movie reviews. Like I recently reviewed Furious 7, which is the best superhero movie of all time.
Furious 7 is the best superhero movie.
Furious 7 is a superhero film.
It is.
Have
Absolutely.
have any of you seen Furious 7?
I have.
No, I have not.
Okay,
Let's talk about it. That was crazy.
You've seen it.
That was crazy.
And it's a superhero movie.
I know. Yeah.
They do stuff that the Avengers don't do.
They fly.
They pretty much fly.
They actually fly in the movie.
They fly.
They jump out of a movie.
You haven't seen it?
They jump out of a plane and fly. You see it in the
they jump out,
trailer.
No. They don't just jump out of a plane. They jump out of a plane in cars.
and fly.
That can somehow parachute. Just a regular human parachute can somehow float a car down and perfectly land on the ground. And
It's ridiculous. But you're watching and you're like, that could totally work. This is the best thing ever.
It works. I'm doing
spoilers.
I'm doing a whole campaign. No more spoilers.
No more spoilers.
I want to do a whole campaign where we cross over Fast and Furious with Transformers. I think that is
Fast and the Furious.
That needs to happen.
Vin Diesel's
wasn't that
Optimus
an April
Prime.
Fool's joke for a little while?
Well, then no, it was Fast and the Future. Was
Fast and the
April Fool's
Future,
joke.
okay.
Which I thought was funny because it's like, so in case you didn't know, IGN did this joke for April Fool's Day where they made a fake trailer called Fast and the Future, and it was Fast and the Furious meets Back to the Future. But what's funny is Universal owns the rights to both those franchises.
So that could be a thing.
So that could be a real
it's
thing.
gonna be the Fast and the Transformers, the Fast and the Furious,
Fast
and then
and the Formers.
The tagline is, the world just don't know.
So yeah, I said the ultimate, like, you know how you have the money shot scene in any of those. I think the money shot scene for Fast and the Formers would be that Optimus Prime and Megatron are fighting, and one shall stand, one shall fall, and then everyone's fighting and stuff, and then Vin Diesel just shows up, and is like, I got your back, Optimus, and he's driving in his car, and then
I got your back, Prime.
yeah, I got your back, Prime, and he's driving in a car that has a baby dancing Groot on the dashboard, and then
The Rock comes in with a gigantic Gatling gun.
yeah. But then Vin Diesel's car transforms into the Iron Giant.
Love it. I would bring that back. I'd be so for that.
Yeah.
Real fast, tell us where people can find you. People can look for your stuff.
You can find it on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Black Nerd Comedy. YouTube.com/Black Nerd Comedy. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram a lot. And that is just Black Nerd. At Black Nerd.
And more collaborations. We consider this a collaboration. Thank you for being on the show.
Glad,
That's
because
awesome.
we talked about you guys. We talked about each other. We dated last year.
We did.
And now we're here this year
doing it again.
making it a real thing.
We flirted
Love
for last
connection.
year.
Yeah,
Love
now
connection.
we're getting together.
Storm, Han Solo.
Sexual Krang.
Sexual Krang.
In front of, yeah.
Last year we did last year we were here, but we didn't do the stuff in the room. We were just we weren't invited, so we just came and set up a table. I'm not even kidding.
We were like guerrilla warfare here at Midwest Media
It was
Expo.
just me and him. We didn't have a crew. We didn't have cameras.
You
It was
jumped into rooms.
It was me, him, and a microphone, and we would steal a table
brought
and we'd
people
set
with
it up
candy.
just out there somewhere.
Yeah.
And we were signing people's whatevers.
Yeah, we were signing autographs for people.
And we set up our own panel that wasn't on the schedule, and we invited a lot of the celebrities. Vourteque, and some people from Silly Philly to play Halo against a bunch of 13-years.
Oh my god!
And we got whooped.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
bad.
It was like press start. Dead. What?
Well, trying to get on the same team was like the hardest part because we didn't even know how to log in correctly. And these kids were just sitting there looking at us, waiting. And I think there were only 3 of them. There were 5 of us.
Yeah.
No, there's 5 of them.
themselves nerds.
Were there 5 of them?
There was 3 little kids. Then there was our fan who became our
our intern, Brendan. Yeah.
He wasn't our intern at the time. We met.
Yeah.
He became our intern, is Brendan, and then a 21-year-old kid who wasn't that good, but it was like the 13 and the 14-year-old, and then Brendan were just amazing.
He was like the Monty of the team. He was the heart, but the rest of them just Captain Planet our ass. It was ridiculous.
And they were such bullshit talkers without even opening their mouths. Every time they would shoot us, their little heads would pop above the screen.
The little 12-year-old would pop up. He'd like 5'2".
Our screens were like opposed to each other, so we're on one side of the table, they're on the other side of the table, and you just see this little kid's head pop up to see who he killed, and he'd look at him and he'd just go back down.
He would have this little shitty grin on his face. He'd be like, and he would sit back down. And Andre was super serious about it.
I was on a mission.
He was out to kill.
Where me and Vourteque were just getting in warthogs and driving all around.
I was trying to hide. I guess that's not something you should do in Halo, but I was like, where can I hide just to see if I don't die? And it was just headshot. I was like,
before we let you go, thank you, by the way, for being here. I know you got to get out of here. You have something to do real fast. We were wondering if you could do 2 things for us. One, if you could sign this sheet for us, because we're fans of yours. We're gigantic fans. If you could please sign that, and maybe if you can give us a little bit of a soundbite.
Okay.
If that's okay.
I will sign this.
Awesome.
Because then you can sell it on eBay for
my gosh.
a whole 2 cents.
We wouldn't do that. If you could make that out to eBay, little E, capital B.
I'll draw an amiibo.
It's a biblical name. It actually am named after my grandmother.
All right, I will do that. Okay. I'm going to do hashtag sexual Krang.
hashtag sexual Krang.
And then my name. Perfect. All right. Now.
Awesome. Thank you. And then if you can just read this in VoxV.
And you can do it in your own way. You can zhuzh it up.
Okay. I am being kidnapped. Please send $1 million in unmarked bills. Wait, this is with us. Okay.
Corey, spring the trap.
Okay, what is this? VoxV? VoxV?
Yep.
Vox. I think I dated her once. VoxV. All right.
Good for you.
All right. I'm going to do it as Krang now. That's all I can think about.
Go nuts.
You're watching The Rock Show on VoxV.com. Join Conrad and Lucas as they geek culture off the shelf and show it to you. The Rock Show, geek culture at its best.
Give Andre Meadows
Okay, Andre Meadows, everybody. We know you got to get to a you got to get to a panel. We're keeping you away from a Ninja Turtles panel, actually.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ninja Turtles. I'm just getting in the thing.
There you go. Get it.
I'm gonna do a regular one.
Okay, cool.
Just tonight. All right. Hey, this is Andre from Black Nerd Comedy, and you're watching The Rack Show on VoxV.com. Join Conrad and Lucas as they geek culture off the shelf and show it to you raw. The Rack Show, geek culture at its best. Boom, 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 explosion, explosion.
Michael Bay.
Hot chicks. After credit scenes of Avengers eating shawarma. Rah, Rack Show.
Sexual Krang.
Sexual Krang. I'm glad that was the normal one. Thank you so much.
Andre, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
And I'm taking my chips.
Yeah, take your chips and take your really warm rock and rye. We have a bag, by the way, if you want to put your chips in the bag.
I got it too. Yes. Thank you.
Them. Yeah,
Thank you guys so much. I'm going to take this, though.
And you guys, thank you very much for collaborating and listening to The Rack Show on VoxV.com. We have another guest who has been patiently waiting in the back.
He has been a regular.
He's a returning person.
He was on one of the last shows we had.
He sure was last season in season 2, episode 30, part 2, I believe, of The Rack Show. Give it up for the incomparable John St. John. I'm never going to not call you the incomparable John St. John when I introduce you, by the way.
You're always going to use a double negative when you introduce me, though.
Yeah,
right?
never not going to do that. Never not going to do that, absolutely.
No reason not to.
Nope,
Never.
totally not.
Mm-hmm.
So, sir,
Like a
we
quintuple
saw
negative.
each other at Youmacon. How has it been?
Youmacon in general, or my life?
Life in general.
Life in general.
Life in general has been fantastic. Are you kidding?
Good.
Man, I'm having a good time. I talk and get paid for it.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'm on the radio, but this guy, he's the big deal. In case you're wondering, go ahead, sir, would you please tell us your resume real quick of the people who don't know, which
That
is
would be
probably
kinda
no
hard
one.
to do, actually.
Give us the highlights. Give us the back and the movie box version.
Flashback to 1975. And a 13-year-old disc jockey on the radio in North Carolina. That's how it all started.
Really?
All right. Yeah,
I
so
did not
was
know
a
that.
broadcaster for 30 years. And then by coincidence, while I was working in San Diego, that's where one of the top casting directors in the video game industry is. Sorry about my phone going off.
That's fine.
She was in my studio to record an automotive commercial. Lonnie Manella is her name.
Okay.
And she started doing all these weird voices and showing off. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that too. And I started doing weird voices and showing off. And she says, wow, have you considered voice acting in video games? This is 1994. I went, what?
You're like, Mario doesn't have a voice.
Nobody
he never
had
talks.
a voice. There were no voices in video games. So, well, there's about to be in this game we want you to audition for. It's called Duke Nukem. So there you go.
Duke
Audition,
Nukem.
got the thing. George Broussard was on the phone from Texas listening in. And boom, that's where it took off right there with Duke 3D. And then the next game I did was Candyland.
Goes hand in hand.
I know, right?
They should make
Seems
a collab
ridiculous.
of Duke Nukem Goes to Candyland. I'd play it.
That would be nice.
I'd play it.
I'm sure there's a mod out there.
Absolutely. Somebody's had to have done it by now. But that's how it started for me. I went from radio into voice acting, and it just keeps getting more and more fun as we go.
What has been your favorite part that you've accepted?
Well, Duke's the easiest one and the funniest,
Yeah.
and all of those nasty lines in the Duke Nukem games were written by two women, which
You got to be kidding me.
I did not know that. That's awesome.
Oh, like my favorite line from Duke Nukem Forever, which is the I had eggs for breakfast. Your mom had sausage. Written by a woman.
Really?
Absolutely.
I
Her
did
name
not
is
know
Kristen
that.
Hegland. She's with Triptych Software, and she wrote that line in particular. So don't you love that women are such dirty-minded little
Yeah.
scamps?
Hey,
I love
men
it.
can do anything women can do, including being terrible.
Anything they can do, we can do better. We can
Women
do
are
anything
women
better than them.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Women are men. Yes, we can.
There's no chicks arguing
Yeah,
with us.
There's no
it doesn't
chicks
work.
there.
It's fine.
So,
Yeah.
I'll let you take the next question, Conrad. Go ahead.
I know that we talked about last season about you being the king of Youmacon because you're always involved in these awesome panels that are happening. There's a very special panel coming up tonight in honor of John St. John. It is the roast of John St. John.
I'm excited about that.
Be good. What kind of language can I use here?
You can. We'll release you. Try not to use the F word too much.
They're going to tear me a new asshole.
There you
go.
Is what's going to happen.
Out of love, though.
I'm sure, but it's still you have to have thick skin to be roasted.
Yeah, you were asking for advice on how to take a roast on
now
Facebook.
This is probably going to air after the fact, but here's the thing. Yeah, and some people were messaging me saying, "Dude, are you worried about this? I saw that post where you're asking for advice." I'm like, get a clue. I just created sympathy. I got people worried, thinking that I'm worried about this. And now when we get into the auditorium tonight and the thing starts, I have the advantage over everybody else in the room. Everybody listening to them cutting me down is going to feel sympathy for me. So when it's my turn to get up and fire back, I think I'm going to kick some ass.
I'm really excited.
Professional writers wrote all of my stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, sure. I stole that.
So the people in this room know the secret. So keep it to yourselves until later on tonight, and then when we post the show, it'll be a secret.
Oh, that'll be 11 o'clock tonight.
Oh, I'll be there.
Oh, you got to be there.
I'll be there.
But come to my panel, too, from 8:30 to 9:30.
Oh, yeah. Tell us more about what you're doing in general.
Oh, I have a lot of really cool stuff to share. I have a lot of outtakes and stuff, some new video clips from some games and work I've done, some of the commercial work that I do, like, that Lipton Brisk stuff. I'm the guy who goes, "That's Brisk, baby!" So I have some of those.
Do we have to pay Lipton because you said that? Do we owe them any royalties for that?
You do not, but they owe you some tea now because I said it on your show.
We're done.
I love tea, so does Jomar, so this is good.
There you go. So I'll be sharing a lot of goofy stuff and stories and probably crank calling some people on the PA system and, the usual garbage.
Who do you like to crank call?
I like to crank call anybody who specifically did not come to this convention to meet me and their friends are here. And they opted not to because, they had to work or some pussy excuse like that.
We have to be responsible adults and pay bills and provide for our children.
There's no time for that.
Right, come on. Speaking of kids, your daughter is here.
She is,
very talented cosplayer.
Well, thank you very much.
I saw her yesterday. Actually, you were the very first person I saw when I walked in the Men's Media. I walked up the stairs and I saw you and this awesome cosplayer. I didn't even realize that it was your daughter until you guys said goodbye to each other. I was like, oh, wait.
You thought I had a call girl with me or something?
No, I just thought you had a fan with you who was a very prominent cosplayer. I did not know that it was your daughter until you guys started talking.
Yeah, and she's
cosplaying as Morgan yesterday. Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
and she hosted her very first panel yesterday, her own panel in this very room. She did a very good job. I was very, very impressed.
Were you in the audience, or did you go up with her?
Oh, yeah, I was sitting way in the back being quiet.
Very
I didn't want to be a distraction.
Oh, such a good dad.
Yeah, but I wasn't going to draw any attention away from what she was doing.
Well, when Duke Nukem's your dad, you got to really be talented to kind of step out of that shadow, and I think she's doing it really well.
She gets mileage out of that.
Absolutely.
Not as much as my 21-year-old son, though. He gets a lot of mileage out of that.
What's he do?
Oh, yeah, he's a college student, lives with me currently. But he'll, just for the hell of it, he'll go, "Dad, here, Duke this guy," and toss his cell phone at me.
Duke this guy.
So that's a verb now.
That's a verb.
His name is Joe. Joe, you're a fucking pussy. Oops, I said the
you
word.
can do that.
And I'm going to rip your head off and shit down your neck, you little idiot. And I'll throw the phone back at my son, and he'll laugh, saying, "Oh, God, you freaked him out. That's great, Dad. Thanks."
I can only imagine growing up with Duke Nukem as my father.
Dad, yeah.
That'd be insane.
The funny thing,
though, is parent-teacher conferences like? You just walk in. So your son, he talks a lot. He's like, "Does he now?"
I can't imagine why. But you look pretty hot for a teacher. What are you doing later? Give him an A.
I'll give you a D.
Saw that coming from a mile away.
Still. Oh gosh. I'm still, and we do this a lot, and I try not to be starstruck.
What, you mean get hungover at conventions?
No, that's gonna be tonight. Actually, that might be actually in a few hours. What I'm supposed to be.
What our rule is after the last show that we were committed to,
we just let loose.
Then we let loose.
That's when we're allowed to. Not
This
work.
is our last show for the day, so we got the rest of the day.
Wow, and you're here until tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Well, we
live here.
We drive in and out.
Giggity.
Yeah. We're not here at the hotel, so we drive out. with our crew, and we party at my house at night too.
Oh, there you go. Double party.
It's a double
Absolutely.
party.
All right. Well,
So room parties, our parties.
Shots of Patron with me tonight, guys.
Absolutely.
Done and done. We're making it official.
Done and done.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Pass mine down.
Here it is.
Yeah,
I helped.
absolutely.
Thanks for that hand job.
Absolutely.
Look at it.
No problem.
I'm good at them.
I gave Duke Nukem a hand job.
Ooh.
That's a soundbite. Where's Corey at? Corey, you got to save that. That's important for later.
Oops.
And then edit this onto the end of it. And the best I've ever had.
From the man himself. Where can people find your work? Are you anywhere out there in the YouTubes and the internets? People where can find you? Because we need the lower thirds right down here
I'm so lazy
to plug
with
you.
social media, I gotta tell you. But,
You're really good at it. I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah, your Facebook is pretty good too.
Yeah, and your Facebook's pretty good too.
I don't feel like I'm very good at it. At least my booking agent keeps jumping on my ass about, come on.
Agents,
get on Instagram."
agents always do that.
their
though.
job.
That's
I
their
know,
job.
Right.
I'm really crappy at it too.
She says
He
I'm
just
invisible
discovered
enough.
Twitter earlier this year.
Twitter is wonderful.
He's in
Really?
love with it.
Really?
Yeah, there's
See-
girls on Twitter.
Because you have to be short and quick on Twitter. That works.
But
for you
I'm
'cause that's
not
kind of
either
like
of
your-
those on Twitter.
He really isn't.
But,
I thought you were so fast you're always finished. At least that's what your girlfriend told me.
Well, that's true in real life, but on Twitter is not real life.
Oh, I was banging her last night, so that's
There
how
you
I
go.
know.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Sure.
Because I was busy.
Yeah, he does.
Well, she just needed some real action.
Crying.
change.
It's
No.
funny because it's completely false. Lucas doesn't have a girlfriend. That's why I'm laughing
don't.
my ass off
I
right
don't.
now.
I like that reality better, though.
We're
I'm not
Duke
gonna
Nukem
lie.
is tagging your girl.
Just like, you know what? Yeah, she had sex with Duke Nukem.
Sure, Duke, take care of my light
And
work. I
just
got
do one of
stuff to do.
Do one of the pimp pulls.
I got to spend 2 hours tying my tie. Do you guys see this knot he did right here?
Trinity knot.
Very impressive.
Was
That's
that a
my
half
first-
hitch? Are you a Boy Scout? What the hell is that?
No, I don't know. I looked it up on YouTube. I was like, yeah.
You looked it up on the YouTubes.
I got bored this morning waiting for the crew to get to my house, so I just tied a knot.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, cool story.
that was great.
There's nothing more to it, Conrad. Thanks for pointing that out. So how long do we have you? Are you almost done, or what's your next panel?
Who, me? I got nothing, man.
Okay,
I got nothing. I'm clear
Shoot,
all
Conrad.
day. They were very
Whoa.
nice to me. 7 p.m. tonight's the next thing I got to do.
We are a little starts. People keep walking in, and the very first dude who walked in, by the way, got to give him props. We got Matt from Random Gibberish back there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
What's
Random
up, dude? I
Gibberish.
see Jomar just fetching people, and he's doing an awesome job.
Got John Patrick Lowrie and GLaDOS.
I was about to
Ellen
say
Mclain
that.
is here. How cool is that? You guys attract some pretty heavy.
We're doing our
people.
darndest.
Yeah, it's fun.
I actually had a great discussion with Ellen. I don't know if you remember this. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to, but you and
But if
I
you come on
bonded.
camera, there's your money
Yes,
shot.
you
were
and I
talking about
bonded
earlier.
over musical theater and opera at MidWest Expo last year when I told you that I played Albert Peterson in Bye Bye Birdie, and I was in Rudgore and Pirates of Penzance, and we sang to each other.
give me a second. Would you and your husband like to come up here after?
After
we do
John
that?
St. John?
Oh,
great.
okay.
Awesome.
I did
We
not
didn't
know that.
We
I'll
thought
get
you were
the
just
hell out of the
coming
way
to,
and bring you right up.
and now we got some people from Silly Philly in
We
here
just
as well.
talked.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
The other people run the show.
You guys have to remember though when you get Ellen and John up here that remember that Ellen Mclain currently is the queen of Midwest
Yeah,
Media
you
Expo.
absolutely
Won Cards Against
She
Humanity
won.
last year.
And
They didn't even give her a tiara. So you got
Aw.
You
Disney.
deserve a tiara. We
Sorry.
should have been on that. I know. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
You gotta
come
do
here
it.
and make a case for it. We'll bring you on. Everyone, John St. John, give it up for him. He's amazing.
Thank you for having me once again. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Gentlemen. Have a great day.
John, it's always a pleasure to see you on the show.
I'm going to go get in trouble now, all right?
We'll
Oh,
see you.
absolutely.
We're going to see you at YomaCon,
We'll
right?
be in trouble later on with you.
You'll see it on the internet.
We'll
Very cool.
either bail you out or be there asking for bail with you.
Thank you. You too, man.
Yes, please. I'm sorry. I'm a little taken aback. Just the star power of the show is actually very amazing right now. I am taken aback. I have to stand up and be a gentleman.
Absolutely.
Please. There you go, no problem. Just don't trip over any of our bags.
Conrad has a little crush, so you better watch him, okay?
Sorry, sir.
That's all right, man. If you think you can handle the deadly neurotoxin, have at it.
You know what? I probably couldn't, but it'd be fun finding out.
We're gonna let you introduce yourselves, starting with all the way at the end.
Right, Ellen, I'm John.
There you go.
I'm so pleased to meet you.
I sense a love connection.
They're adorable,
Not
aren't
gonna
they?
lie.
I'm John Patrick Lowrie, voice of the sniper in Team Fortress 2, Pudge, and Storm Spirit and Dota 2 and lots of stuff in lots of games.
And I'm his lovely wife.
Ellen Mclain, voice of GLaDOS.
Yes, I voiced GLaDOS and the administrator in Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch and Half-Life 2 and Gypsy Danger in Guillermo del Toro's film Pacific Rim.
Really?
And
You didn't even know
I
that.
want to add, I'm on an episode of Natasha Allegri's Bee and Puppy Cat.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Because I love Bee and Puppy Cat. And then, of course, Dancing with Eternity. I have voiced 18 characters.
I'll show it to our radio audience.
Well, say we have a book. No, we have video. We're
it's a
video
camera.
this season. Yeah.
There it is.
We upped our game.
My science fiction novel won an award. It's gotten all kinds of great reviews. And Ellen and I have made an audiobook of it, or produced by Imagination Theater, complete with music and sound effects and all that kind of stuff.
And
I'm gonna
I
get
do
a hold of that.
18 characters.
Really?
Where can we find your book and the audiobook?
The book is, you can order it at any bookstore. Certainly Barnes & Nobles has it, stuff like that. It's on Amazon.com. And the audiobook is on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes.
Very cool.
So I'm curious about audiobooks, because you just said that you voice 18 characters. Is that normal for them to bring in a voice actor to do so many characters, or is that just because you're amazing?
Well,
Because I feel like it could possibly be both.
Well, it's interesting. I did another audiobook in January called Augie and the Green Knight by Zach Wienersmith. And
Don't laugh, Lucas.
just
I'm not.
just me and I did more than 18 characters because of course I did the narration, but then I had a different voice for each of the characters. And in Dancing with Eternity, I have 18 different characters. John does the male characters, and then of course John does the narration.
Wow.
So in that recording, I didn't have to do any narration, just characters.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting making the audiobook of Dancing with Eternity because we both work for Imagination Theater, which is one of two for-profit radio drama producers. And I play Sherlock Holmes on the Further Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and Ellen's been in lots of episodes. And so when we approached them to do the audiobook, we really did it like a series of radio shows, except that it is a book, so it's got a lot of narration. But it was, but when if you do happen to listen to it, you'll see. I mean, it's really kind of a movie for your mind.
I commute an hour to work up in Port Huron from around the Detroit area, so I got that time to listen in the car. I absolutely will now that I know that Dancing with Eternity.
Can you set up the book? Can you tell us a little bit more about it? Like what it?
A
I'll
card.
read you the blurb that I wrote.
Yes,
Back-
perfect.
Yeah, there you go. We have a blurb. Voice acting right now. Boosh.
Okay. What would happen if Odysseus met Captain Ahab in the 40th century? Only Captain Ahab is a beautiful woman named Steele who owns her own starship, and Odysseus is an unemployed actor named Mohandas who's stuck on the backside of a backwater moon because he won't pay his taxes. And everybody, well, almost everybody, lives forever.
What?
So it's set in the 2,000 years from now. It posits that we figured out how to keep everybody from dying, so that if I shoot you in the head, you go to the hospital and I go to jail, and I have to pay for your medical bills because you're not going to die.
Why did you shoot me in the head, not Lucas?
No, he's looked at me, I think.
No, he pointed directly at my temple,
Who just
man.
said he had a crush on my wife?
Oh, okay. I can understand that then. I can.
Absolutely. So
I was flexing when you touched my arm. By the
I'm
way,
definitely
so
going to go
everyone
buy
heads
this
up.
now because this is right up my. I love sci-fi. So this, and I love audio.
And it's an interesting concept too.
Well, it's of course I tend to think in terms of jokes, and the joke that I came up with is, what would we do if all the stuff that pisses us off now didn't happen anymore? What upsets us the most? We read in the paper, somebody's died, a whole bunch of people died. Oh, that's even worse. What if nobody died? What if we just solved that problem? And of course, if everybody lives forever, you could get to Alpha Centauri even if you have to walk.
Oh my
right?
God!
By standing on the shoulders just of one after another.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I thought, that in Star Trek and and all these science fiction stories and movies, often you run into these immortal races, and they're always very serene and very wise and very godlike. And I thought, all the old people that I know aren't any more serene or wise or godlike than the young people I know. And I don't think that would change if we were, 200 years old or 2,000 years old or whatever. And so I thought, what if just smelly old, crabby old us lived forever? And so all these people are just into what they're into. And, what does it do to sexuality? What does it do to politics? What does it do to religion?
Do they age?
Well, the way that I came up, because I was, I just have to comment on everything. And one of the things I was commenting on was the cost of medical care.
Yeah.
And so what happens is every 60 years, you get rebooted.
What?
So you just go back and they go into every cell in your body and take out the waste materials and youthen you up, and you start over again at 20 years old.
So you go through an aging cycle from maybe your prime up until your 60s, and then just kind of over and over.
Right.
I would
Except
love
it
to do
costs
that.
a fortune. So most people have to become enslaved every other life just to pay for it. And
Wow,
That is crazy.
So it's
All
there's some
about it in
great
the book.
social commentary in this book.
Right, exactly.
I love that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. And it really goes into, and then there's an adventure story that goes through it, and you're on a starship with this beautiful woman named Steele, and you go all over the galaxy, but you visit all these places, and it won an award, and it's got some great reviews and stuff like that. So check it out.
I'm almost done reading my Terry Pratchett book right now, so I'm in between books. I'm going to have to pick this up.
All right. Well, we're selling it right down in the dealer's room if you want.
There you go.
Sounds like a deal.
Autographed copy.
I have to. Oh, done.
But we're also voice actors. I don't know if you knew about that.
What?
Oh,
No, are you
voice
kidding
actors?
me? We're talking about this amazing book. Do you guys have any projects in the works right now that you're allowed to talk about?
We have projects in the work, and that's about as much as we can say.
Okay, I was about to say.
There you go.
We're actually working on a game.
Yeah, I can't say this. I don't know if you guys remember The Suffering and The Suffering 2. This came out in the late 90s, games that I was on. And Richard Rouse, who was a writer on those games, has asked us to help him develop a game, a new game. And it's a really interesting concept, and so I can't say anything.
But we can't say anything else. But we'll keep our ear to the ground about it.
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a question for each of you. What has been your favorite project over the length of your career that you got to work on, and why was it your favorite project?
Maybe aside from Dancing with Eternity, since that's your baby.
Aside from that.
We're going to take that away, just say.
Well, I continue to be asked to do GLaDOS, be asked to do that character. And it's lots of fun for me. And somebody was asking me at our panel last night, what was the difference between the first game and the second game. And because of the second game, I had so much backstory. And it was easier to develop the character. And now when I'm called in to do GLaDOS for various odd things, it's like I don't have to think about it so much because it's just me. I'm GLaDOS.
And that's awesome and scary at the exact same time.
But, people don't realize that voice acting doesn't really take very much time. And so we spend most of our time doing other things. And one of my favorite things to see Ellen do is she played Musetta in Puccini's opera La Boheme. And
That's
she was-
right. You're an actress also.
Right.
You were gushing over here. We saw her here.
She's amazing, man.
They were talking about they were both in Bye Bye Birdie at one point, right?
Yeah. Not at the same time.
Yeah, not at the same time.
We're different generations.
Yeah. Once removed.
Yeah. But I just finished doing a 4-month run of Mary Poppins. And it was particularly gratifying. I had a little tiny character part in it. I worked with a puppet. But the woman who played Mary Poppins was one of my former voice students, Cayman Illica. She's a real star. And I just can't tell you how gratifying that was to get to listen to Cayman sing so beautifully every night. I was very proud.
You can just, and I don't know if you can catch it on camera, but she is gushing with pride. She is just, you can tell there's no ego. There's no I didn't get the part. She did. You're just proud of your student.
Well, she's fabulous. If you could hear, you can find her on the web. Cayman Illica. She is an incredible singer. And
But the thing is, and she's gushing about Cayman right now, but she gushes about all of her students. Yeah. She just loves all of her students. She calls them her chicks. She's the mama hen, and then she has all these chicks that she teaches.
Cayman's in a production in Seattle right now of Jacques Brel is Alive and Well.
Okay.
And living in Paris. She's in that. So she's working.
Well, she works all the time, yeah.
But what's so nice for me is a lot of my former students and present students are working consistently.
That's very cool.
They had a really, really good teacher.
Well, the threat of deadly neurotoxin really, is a great impetus.
Full circle.
Yeah.
I like it.
What's been your favorite project?
I got to, so two projects are kind of interconnected. I got to do a play by Alan Ayckbourn back in the 90s called Henceforward. And Alan Ayckbourn is one of the most successful playwrights alive today. And if you're not into theater, you wouldn't know that. But it was a play about a composer, and I am a composer. And I was hired to play the composer and write all the music that the guy composes during the show. And that was very engaging. And then fast forward 20 years, now Alan Ayckbourn is Sir Alan Ayckbourn. He's been knighted by the Queen of England and stuff like that. And he came to Seattle and he hired me to do another one of his plays called Sugar Daddies, where I played an old cop and actually got to work with him, and he directed me. So that was a very nice kind of full circle in my career.
Nice.
Very cool.
But I'm still in shock right now. Sorry. I'm trying to be like, I'm totally a professional, but I'm talking to these major awesome people. That said, I mean, of course, those projects take weeks and weeks and weeks, and 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. Whereas, doing somebody like The Sniper, which is a lot of fun, I do a few hours like every 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
because the great thing about TF2 is that it's an ongoing game. People are still doing it, and they keep expanding it. And so they'll call me in, and I don't know if you guys got to see the conga line and stuff like that they just put into it last year, but
no, I haven't seen the conga.
They keep doing these weird things, and they just said, okay, so now we're going to put in this conga line, okay? And I said, okay. And so we're just going to play some conga music and, just freak out to it in the studio for a while. So they put on this conga music, and I was just kind of improvising my butt off.
Improvising as the Sniper.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at my butt. It's an Aussie butt. Yeah. It was great. It was, we were having a good time. So, but, those guys are insane and wonderful and hilarious to work with. And when I got to, have an owl head for Halloween and stuff like that, it's just the weird stuff they have the Sniper do is very much hilarious, and I love doing it.
It's very cool.
So we know that we can find Dancing with Eternity on Amazon.com and iTunes, and you're selling the books yourself, and they're available in all major outlets as far as books go.
Right.
Where can they find you specifically online? Like, what are your guys' Twitter handles and websites and whatnot? Because we like lower thirds, because we just learned how to do that. It's neat.
I'm EllenMclain.net, and
JohnPatrickLowryBooks.org, but also we have Facebook fan sites, and you're welcome to go to those.
John is very good about answering his messages.
And I'm pretty good about making her answer her messages too. But also we have, and I just started up a YouTube channel just a year ago.
Us too. What a coincidence!
Yeah, we just that's a new project. We just released a song.
Right, Ellen wrote a song, and I arranged it back when she was doing Portal 2. And we offered it to Steam to Valve as kind of an Easter egg for Portal 2. Mm-hmm. And they didn't end up using it, but. We just, a young man named Jagger Gravning interviewed us for Vice magazine about a month ago. And when he found out that Ellen had written the song, he had us record it in the studio. And so I put it up on YouTube, and it's been doing really well. Already has, it's been up there 2 days and already has 10,000 views or something.
Wow. Gosh. Check that out.
So, but my YouTube channel is just John Lowrie. I'm not sure how that happened, but it's just my first and last name.
So we'll link that
and the
here.
Song is just GLaDOS song.
Yeah, and if you type in GLaDOS with an apostrophe after it, then it'll take you right to it.
Well, that'll also be down in our comment section, and we'll link it on our YouTube and everything, because we'll absolutely play it. Now, we're wondering if we could just be super fans and ask for two things. One, would you guys mind signing these for us?
We have these from the different artists.
Yeah.
One day we intend to have an office and studio.
And we're going to frame all of these.
And we're going to frame them all.
I think it's so admirable that you're getting into real estate. And
absolutely. In the Detroit area. I know.
And then we were wondering if GLaDOS and the Sniper could possibly maybe read the little tiny blurb we got here
and
for you.
Zhuzh it up if you'd like. It doesn't have to be those exact words.
Lucas likes to tell voice actors how to act. I think it's awesome when he does that.
My background is a director, so.
That is Voxv.com.
Voxv.
Yes.
Okay, great.
It means voice of the people.
I was going to ask if it was Vox 7.
Nope. We have a joke about that.
Yeah.
But it's Vox V.
It's actual Latin.
Yeah, actual
You
Latin.
guys are erudite.
Should I say?
I know you are, but what am I?
Conrad, should I say who I am, Lucas?
Absolutely.
Please.
I'm Ellen Mclain, and you're watching The Rack Show on VoxV.com. Join Conrad and Lucas as they take geek culture off the shelf and show it to you. The Rack Show. Geek culture at its best.
That's gonna be tough to follow, sir. Just to give you a heads up.
I really do.
All right. I might have a slightly different take on it. So,
Go nuts.
Oi! This is John Patrick Lowrie, voice of the sniper, and you're watching The Rack Show on VoxV.com. Join Conrad and Lucas as they take geek culture off the shelf. I'll show you how to take geek culture right now and show it to you. You want to show it to me? I'll show it to you. The Rack Show, geek culture at its best. Boom. Headshot.
That was awesome.
I'm so glad I didn't mess that up by clapping too soon with that pregnant pause. Because I was like, no, he's not done.
There you go.
I started giggling.
That's fine. Anything you do is forgivable
We'd
in
like
my
to-
eyes.
We'd like to thank you for coming on the show. We usually, well, if we see you again next year, we will definitely love to talk to you and follow up on your book.
Absolutely.
And then we can talk
And your
about
super
it.
secret project
Because then
that
we'll
you
have
have.
listened to it because I'm definitely going to go check it out now.
Well, thanks so much for having us on here.
Oh,
It
no
was
problem.
so much
Thank
fun.
you so
Thank
much.
You again.
Thank you, Lucas.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Conrad.
Thank you. Can we bring up Silly Philly for 5 minutes? These are like our friends from...
As many of them as want to come up.
Come on, Silly Philly.
Marshall and Meredith.
That's it. Okay. Is that all the people that want to come up? Is this a free?
We have 2 microphones. Yeah.
You can stand behind it.
They're like, we're fine.
They're like an army, like ourselves. That's
They're
why,
used- yeah.
they're very impressive people.
Yeah. Now, Silly Philly Studios.
Hello.
Probably got their wheel. I don't think you got. I'm sorry. I'm still flubbered over Ellen. I'm sorry. You guys predominantly did fan stuff for My Little Pony. And I asked you if I could be a brony, and you said no because I don't know any of their names. Because one of them is Twilight, but and then
One's
we have
like starry-eyed.
One's like
something.
I think
Sparkle
her name is-
Hooves.
It's like Sparkle Butt or something.
Sparkle Butt,
One's like buttercream, isn't it?
buttercream.
Just
No.
Anything that's sweet. One's Rocky Road. I know that. There's vanilla. There's peaches and cream.
This was me, by the way, at YomaCon. I have since done my homework, and Sparkle
I
Dash is
still
my
have
favorite.
not.
Just give me a heads up. Well, actually, Derpy Hooves is my favorite. But Sparkle Dash is up there as well.
Why isn't your favorite donut steel?
Well,
Seriously.
because
I gotta
I
ask
know
a question.
okay,
Is
fine.
that a character you guys created? Because I don't know.
Yes.
Literally, I
Yes.
know bronyism or whatever that you would call it only through you guys. So whatever you guys created,
I don't think
that's
we're a
what
reliable.
Little
I'll
Ponies
be
are for me.
to be completely honest. I don't know how
For
a
Lucas,
reliable source we are.
You guys are the end all be all as far as My Little Pony goes
I
for
don't know
Lucas.
anything about Little Pony unless you showed it to me.
I watched a few of them.
Well, Donut Steal is a part of everyone. It's everyone's OC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How did you come up with
it's kind of like
name
Uncle
Donut
Grandpa.
Steals?
It's basically a play on the words "do not steal."
Oh,
Like DeviantArt. Like anytime you see the DeviantArt descriptions, whenever somebody has like a really
Black and red alicorn, lime green mane. It's always do not steal nice.
And you guys, I keep getting yelled at because I'm too loud apparently, because I keep wanting to get closer to the microphone, but I keep pushing it farther away from me. You guys got your start. Actually, I'm not even going to tell the story. Tell me how you guys got tell them how you guys got your start.
All right, when we originally started out, we basically had this insane idea. It was a different group name back then. We're going to try and make a movie. Don't ever try to make a movie for your first animation project. That's suicide. There's basically a whole bunch of drama that went in the group. Some people faking their identities and stuff. Somebody faking a suicide. And it was all really dramatic and really bull crappy. And so we kind of splintered off and formed another group. And we decided to call ourselves Silly Philly Studios. I had a project that was underway, and we just released that project under our new group name. And instead of being a whole 2 hours long, it was only like about 2 minutes. So that's how we got our start.
15-second version.
Which is, I mean, if that's the one
That's
you
all we
want to
got
tell,
time
that's
for.
totally fine. And you guys met through forums, yes?
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay.
We had like open casting calls and stuff, and like we're going around messaging people. That's back when YouTube still had an inbox.
And you guys now have some mega fans.
Yeah, we have over 170,000 subscribers.
It's amazing.
We're doing okay.
You're doing good. Well, I mean, you guys are also branching off into your own projects. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about.
Well, it's like we've been dealing with a lot of other fandoms.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working with Pokemon, League of Legends, all of those things, and now we are
cartoons.
working on our original work, and we can't really say too much about it. We talked about it a little bit at our panel.
Can I say that it's just really cool?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So we got to see it, but we can't tell you. We're not going to, so don't ask us.
Yeah.
But these people are super uber talented.
They have
ridiculous.
They have an amazing concept in the works. We were lucky enough to see a little bit of the rough stuff that they started on, and then they gave us an exclusive. Lucas and I got to see something that no one else got to see, a cooler addition to it. That we can't talk about it specifically.
We're just bragging now.
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
I can't tell the name, but
Horoscopes. Zodiacs meets Monster Hunter in space.
In space.
No.
I like that addition to it.
Too much?
But you guys are super talented. You're the animator, right?
yes, I do most of the animation.
And you do voices.
I do voices and writing.
Voices and writing. Very cool.
Look at that. A double
Well, the
threat.
nice thing about our group is that
Most everyone has multiple talents, and most everyone's able to experiment with multiple things. Like Reagan over there, he's done a lot of voice acting, but he's also done
Hi,
a
Reagan.
bit of writing, editing, and a bit of music production. I've done a tiny bit of voice acting myself, but I also do I do most of the animation, a lot of video production. Meredith's done a lot of writing and a lot of voice acting.
Yeah, we've got animators who try voice acting. We basically, our group philosophy is if you want to try something new, it's a good place to do it.
Kind of like what Riot Games has.
Yeah, it's sounds like a very creative, experimental thing. I know that also we would like to do this as to you as well. If you could be as nice to sign these and go ahead and give us a little bit of a soundbite, and we'll go ahead and we'll let you do whatever. Because how many characters have you done? I'm about to say, can you have a number to that? Yes.
She's done Fluttershy, she's done Snowdrop, she's done a few Pokemon.
Yes.
Pokemon and Fluttershy Snowdrop was probably my big.
I'm going to ask you, as a personal favor, not to read this in a Pokemon voice, because if you just did a bunch of Jigglypuffs, no one will know what the website is. So.
Yeah, no, I won't do it in Jigglypuff.
Okay, thank
is
you.
Is there anything in particular?
I other than just not doing it in a Pokemon voice that only says their own name, yeah, your favorite character.
And you can say your name, your actual name, and then.
Okay, I'll do Snowdrop. Why not?
Yeah. Snowdrop.
She's my little baby. Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Meredith Sims, the voice of Snowdrop of Silly Philly Studios, and you're watching The Rack Show on FoxD.com. Join Conrad and Lucas as they take geek culture off the shelf and show it to you. The Rack Show is geek culture at its best, so watch it, okay? Thanks.
Yeah!
Did I read it as well?
I can dig it.
I've done a tiny bit of voice acting, not too much.
I did Dark Villain.
Yeah, I did.
You
if you remember, there's this villain in MLP called Sombra, and it's like he doesn't have any canon voice really, so I kind of just came up with something. And I've also done, if you've ever played League of Legends, I did Lucian for a tiny little bit of Lucian for a song that Thresh Prince of Bel Air. Go look it up on YouTube, or Thresh Prince of Bot Lane.
Thresh Prince of Bot Lane.
Yes, that was written and performed by Rev, but I did Lucian for one line.
Well,
he's in the middle of. He's about to do it.
Oh,
cut him
yeah,
off.
I can do it.
No.
I can do it.
You're watching The Rack Show on VoxV.com. Join Conrad and Lucas as they take geek culture off the shelf and show it to you. The Rack Show, geek culture at its best. This is Zedrin of Silly Philly Studios.
That was great.
That's pretty cool.
Get behind a microphone more often, dude. Good for you.
Well, the coolest part of you guys is we hang out with you guys. We had some fun last year with the tables, and they're such
Throwing
great
paper
hours.
airplanes.
A few of you
throwing paper airplanes at each other. It was fun.
I want to go into that a little bit more. This is when we hijacked an autograph table and we were across from Silly Philly, and we were writing notes and pictures at each other. And
inappropriate pictures. I'll just let you know that.
he's over here just drawing these amazingly detailed pictures about how we suck, and we're drawing stick figures back at him about why he's just kicking our butt. It wasn't even fair, but we still tried.
I think I still have that paper.
Hey, you tried,
somewhere.
and that's what counts.
Yeah, right? We put forth the effort.
I put it in like the Vox box. That's what I call it at my house.
Yeah, where's the Vox
Just
box?
now. It's on a shelf.
Do you know where the shelf is?
Yeah, in my office.
Do you know where your office is? Because he loses things all the time.
So? Who doesn't? But I want to say thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to plug before we close up the show?
Just go subscribe to us on YouTube, sillyphillystudios.com or youtube.com/sillyphillystudios. Both of those work.
Links below.
Our new thing soon. Showing up soon.
It is so good, guys. You don't understand how good it is. Even though I can't wait to see it, the finished product.
If you like cartoons, you like our stuff.
If you like cartoons and League of Legends and Pokemon.
Go check out our other stuff too. It's amazing. It's a fun time. Set
If you
some
like
time
Robot
around.
Girls, follow me.
There you go.
He's the robot.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and we'll let you escape.
Thank you again for coming on.
Oh, we're hugging. Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers hug. Brothers got a hug. We have a question from the audience.
Yeah, come on up here.
Come up here and ask your question right here.
You got to get in front
right
of the
here
cameras.
in this area.
You got to get in front of the cameras.
By the way, the person asking this question may or may not be Crows from Random
Crows?
Gibberish and Name Not Final.
What, Crows?
I don't know.
I have a question.
Yes.
I came into this panel confused in something. I heard something about some Rancor in here.
Yes.
Yeah, you go to the rancorshow.com.
Rancorshow.com.
And you can find Conway and
Spielberg.
Yeah.
Conway and Spielberg. Yeah.
If you go to the rancorshow.com, so we're gonna let you in on this. We were on their show last year at MidWest Media, and they
refused to say our name correctly.
They would not plug us on their show. He's a podcast also. So they created the rancorshow.com. Then they went and bought the URL, and it forwards to the rackshow.com.
So anytime
This
he
is
says
the
the
joke.
Rancor Show, he actually is plugging us.
Yes.
But he refuses to say the Rack Show.
He will not do it.
I can't even remember your actual names by this point. You're just Conway and Spielberg.
At the last convention we were at, he got to my name tag before me, and I go grab it, and it's got my name scribbled down. It says Conway. I'm like, oh, great. Now no one's going to know who I actually am because Crows got to it first.
Crows, you're always a pleasure.
Thank you.
You're my spirit animal, dude.
Podcast coming up next.
Actually, right in the next room.
I think Conrad might be crashing it.
What?
He
Is
might
this
be
war? Is this,
he might be crashing
Is
it.
this because I showed up on here? This is
No.
like an invasion of
Well,
territory?
yes, but I'm going to up the game because I'm going to go drink copious amounts of booze right before that. Even though it's safe drinking, everybody, of legal age. We totally are an advocate of it here on VoxV. Just to be
So if you like this, go check out Name Not Final. See, we'll say your name.
Wait,
even though
we
it's
have
not
a name?
final. Yeah, Name Not Final. Isn't
No,
it?
but that's you just don't have a name. The name's not final.
The name's not final.
Oh.
They'll figure it out eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah,
okay.
totally.
New name every week. But since, I know how to declare war on you guys, I just need a pair of dice because I played a lot of Risk.
I have dice, actually. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we
No,
have
this is
dice
going to
in
happen
the
right
bag.
now.
Oh, okay.
This is going
Okay.
down.
I'm invading your panel.
Okay.
I'm invading it with, I have one army apparently. I guess you guys have
We have
two
we have
armies.
the
We're
right camera.
defending. So
All right.
we have to throw out 3 dice, right?
Oh, you're up. See, I was gonna go. I was gonna simplify it. But if we want to go, I was just gonna use paper, rock, scissors dice. Okay. Wait, I want to be a black dice. Okay. This is for the best podcast and the best the best show.
This is for the ownership of this.
Of this show? Oh, okay, fine. And go. Scissors!
Oh!
Yes!
Paper.
I am the champion.
You should call us the Rack Show now.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you.
You
do
should
it.
call us the Rack
Do
Show.
it.
Do it.
Plug from
I'm
Crows.
sitting here on the Rack Show. Oh my God, that was.
Where could
That's the only time he's ever said that. Yes, please keep reading it.
Conrad and Lucas. Ow! It kills me as they take Geek Culture off the shelf and show it to you.
Read the last line.
Yeah, read that
the last line.
Read that last line.
Gotta read it.
Nope. The Rack Show, Geek Culture at its best.
Yes. Best
Thank you,
paper,
Crows,
rock,
for
scissors
coming
I've
on.
ever played. Thank you, Crows.
Thank you for
I'll be on your
everybody in the
show here in
audience.
like 4 seconds.
Cool. You better bring those dice.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for coming on, and thank you guys for the audience for sitting through. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh, for Ellen, for John, for the other John, for Crows, for Silly Phillies, Meredith and Marshall. I'm Conrad. That's Lucas. You just got done. What?
And Andre.
And Andre. I was going to get to him. I'm sorry. Ellen Mclain really clubbed me, okay? I have a big crush
What's that
on
word,
her.
Clubbed?
Clubbed. It's a word.
Clubbed you?
It's a clubbed.
You want to try this once again?
Yeah.
Close this out.
Okay. For John, for Andre, for Ellen, for the other John, for Marshall, for Meredith, for Lucas, I'm Conrad. Thank you so much, Amy, Mike, Jomar, Will, and Corey for helping us out with this. This has been episode episode 4, season 3, part 2 of The Rack Show, which hopefully you're watching on Voxby's YouTube channel, voxby.com. Also, go to therackshow.com. The Rack Show, all one word, at Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time.
Peace, guys.
I really like Alan Mclain, guys.
Describe Vourteque in the most sensual way possible.
In the most sensual way?
So our female listeners that are still listening on the podcast level understand why he's so sexy.
Welcome to Sensual Times with Joe Vourteque.
Okay, and that's very similar kind of to what we do on the Rack Show, yeah? You guys...
Basically the same.
Oh!
Basically the same thing.
Shots fired early on, folks.